So let's find f of 5 for this function right here. Now the x in this function is a placeholder for what we're going to put in, and we're putting in 5. So I think a good way to do this is wherever, let's go back to our look at our function here, and wherever we see an x, let's write a parentheses because we're going to put something into that. So I'm going to write f parentheses equals this fraction here. It'll be parentheses squared minus parentheses minus 6, something squared minus 3 times something minus 4. Now, into these parentheses, right, each parentheses, that's where our x's were, we're going to put in a 5. So let's do that. So I just redrew this whole thing right down here. So let's put in a 5 every place. I'll put a 5 here, a 5 here, a 5 here, a 5 here, and a 5 here. And now we'll compute. So we'll get f of 5 is equal to, all right, up here, 5 squared is 25, minus 5, and then minus 6. And in our denominator, we're going to get 5 squared, so there's a 25 again. And then we've got negative 3 times 5, so there's a minus 15. And then we've got minus 4, so we'll put that in here. And let's continue computing here. So on the top now, 25 minus 5 is 20. Minus 6 is a 14, so we'll have a 14 there. And in the denominator, we will have 25 minus 15 is 10. 10 minus 4 is 6. And we can reduce this. So let's write here, we're going to get f of 5 equals, now we can divide each one of these by 2, so we'll get 7 over 3. So we'll get 7/3. There we go. And so we're sure we know what this all means. It means that when the input is 5, the output is 7/3. So when we put a 5 into our function and compute, a 5 gets mapped over to 7/3. So in 17, what we're going to do is work it pretty much the same way we did with 16. We're going to rewrite this with open parentheses everywhere we see an x. I'm going to write f, okay, parentheses, equals, now this fraction, something squared minus something, something minus 4. So all I've done now, all I did here, right here, is I just rewrote what I have up here, because now I'm actually going to fill in these numbers. Now if I'm just doing this, or if you're just doing it, you can just write the open parentheses and then put the numbers in right here. But I'm going to rewrite it here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put in negative 2, right? We want this at negative 2. So let's see, put a negative 2 here, a negative 2 here, a negative 2, and a negative 2. So this will give us negative 2 squared is 4, minus negative 2 is plus 2, over negative 2 minus 4 is negative 6. So we end up here with 6 over negative 6, which turns out to be negative 1. So we're saying that f of negative 2 is negative 1. And in terms of an application, that's going to take a negative 2. This function is going to take a negative 2 and convert it into a negative 1.